Okay, welcome to the Lobo podcast. Today's guest, we have Brad. Actually, here's another name I thought for it. A friend of me thought for it. A listener, TLD. Remember? Maybe we could do a TOD live. TOD. All right, I thought that was cool. Whatever, the Lobo podcast. But we have Brad Stupec. Now, Brad, I think the mic I met him at it was in Downers Grove something club. I forgot. We talked about it. It was a volleyball place that had people playing volleyball walking through and we're trying to tell jokes. So it was part. He was only going to do comedy one time. It was a part of his list. It was like a New Year's divorce resolution list, and he's one of the hosts of Jokes and Joe's, one of the producers, host of one of my favorite mics in Villa Park every Thursday. Jokes at Joe's. Go check out their Facebook page. Anyways, we talk about his divorce, some things he did after a divorce, like spoiling himself, buying a GTO 355 or 350 horsepower vehicle. We talk about my little mini affordable dream car I had, my little Honda Prelude that ended up getting crashed by some Mexican landscaper. So I talk about my revenge story about how I would get back for him. We got back at him for for about 3 years. This is a long time ago. Allegedly, this happened. Allegedly. Illegal. Anyways, I do talk about how I used to live in the Section 8 apartments in the Waukegan, the towers. You guys know the towers? A lot of roaches there. So that's talk about that, how my car was I thought was stolen from the towers, but because a lot of things happen like that there, but it wasn't. So listen to what happened. Anyways, we start talking about, you know what, this is maybe corona related. We start talking about guns, AKs, ARs. I've always wanted to buy one, but every year something happens where I can't buy one. Like this year was Miami with a $4,000 on the strippers and drugs allegedly and the broken motel toilet. Anyways, I put up a picture of Brad's. We talked down there. We talked when I got arrested for having my Glock, right? So I had to go to jail for that. I didn't think I was going to get back, so I bought a shotgun. And then we get into that. We're going to have another episode with Brad. I'm going to get a little bit deeper into conspiracy theories. Brad, big conspiracy theory guy. So we get into a few. We get into flat Earth, the moon landing, the Vegas shooting, right? That was a weird one. That was an interesting one. Some videos with some mathematicians where some stuff was not adding up with the Vegas shooting. Get into this. I tell them about look up Killdozer, guys. Google it. It'll be fun. Anyways, talk about Tower 7. If you guys don't know, that was the third tower that went down on 9/11. We talk about Flight 97, some discrepancies with that flight. Again, 9/11 talk. Get a little bit into Jeffrey Epstein. But anyways, check out this episode. But check out Jokes as Joe's, right? Every Thursday, once we're back from all this corona stuff. So like, subscribe, review the Lobo TLD, the Lobo Den podcast. All right, check it out.
Lobo Den, 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 Lobo Den.
Okay, let's get started. All right, welcome to the Lobo Den podcast. On this episode, we have Brad Stupec. What's up, Brad?
What's going on, man?
What's
How you
up,
doing?
Brad? Brad is one of the. When did you start comedy? I met you at that bowling alley. No, I think I met you at not a bowling alley. Volleyball. Was it the Downers Grove, the volleyball place?
Yeah, the Downer Sand Club.
Downer Sand Club. So that's what was it? Is that 3 years ago? How long have you been doing comedy?
Oh, dude, it's been 4 years actually. January maybe 4th. It was like a New Year's resolution that I did.
To New Year's resolution, because I remember when I met you. I think were you freshly divorced? Did you just get divorced? Because I remember that was one of your bits or something. It was
about 3 years after I got divorced, I would say.
That was on your checklist, right? You had you made it after you got divorced. You made a checklist.
Yeah, I made a checklist because I fucking hated everything.
Okay, how long were you with ex-divorcee or your ex-wife?
Well, I think we were together for like 2 years and then we got married, and it was maybe like another year.
Where'd you propose?
When?
Where'd you? Because I've been engaged twice. No, once or twice. I don't remember. I'll backtrack.
I don't even remember when I proposed.
Okay, were you just going out, and why'd you want to?
I don't know. We talked about it for like it was just kind of one day we were talking about it.
Were you living together or no?
Not yet. No, we didn't actually move in till we were engaged.
You did the old school Mexican way. Well, that's how you're supposed to. I know people like in South Texas, they do it that way. And it's like, or like my buddy, like he got married in Belize, but it's frowned upon if you don't.
Yeah.
In certain, so I know white people just move.
Well, I would recommend that you live with someone before you become engaged.
Is that when everything changed?
My current situation, I would, with who I'm with now, I would rather be engaged.
Okay.
Before moving in.
Be engaged before moving in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because she got a kid, so it's like it's got to be serious.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? I don't want to
otherwise-
move in. I've been through
to-
that. You know, it's
Yeah.
like I don't want to move in with, and it's like, oh, we're just dating. You know.
So all right, and then you guys were so everything changed when you guys moved in. Like, what was it? I moved.
No,
I
dude,
lived
we took on a lot of shit, man. We
Debt?
debt, but it's we got engaged, then we moved in to her parents' house. We bought a house, and then we put like 20,000-30,000 into this house that we bought, and we didn't even live in it for like the first 6 months. So it was
really?
Yeah. So you take in a new house, a remodel. I looked at it. The biggest, I guess, the most stressful times in your life are like when you have a kid, when you buy a house, when you remodel a house, when you get married. And
so you did
we took on a couple at the exact
two
same
of those,
time.
right? Two of those.
Yeah, and not to mention living with parents, you know.
Oh wait, so it was you live. You did live it like a Mexican. It was you, her parents or your parents?
Her parents, yeah.
You lived at her parents' place.
Yeah.
Oh wow, what did they think of that?
That was all right.
Oh really?
Actually, her parents are really fucking cool, man.
Okay,
Yeah,
it was just not.
It was cool. It was just, yeah, we took on a lot of stress, and then honestly, just young and dumb, and we weren't.
How old are you?
We weren't right, man. We weren't fucking
No,
right
yeah,
for each
yeah,
other.
no,
Like we thought we were.
Oh, okay.
And it's like the dream. It's like you want the dream, but the dream doesn't fucking fit. The puzzle pieces don't fit together, you know.
And you guys figured out after getting married and buying a house.
Yeah,
and
it was too late.
$30,000.
Too late, and then you have the house, and like the house wasn't even done when we got divorced. It was so now I'm throwing paint on these fucking walls. I'm like, this fucking bitch. Like I'm just,
wait, so
you know, like I'm like putting everything together.
You guys never even moved into the house?
No, we did.
Oh, okay.
We did, but like it was like 80% done that we moved in.
Then you moved in, okay.
And then, you know, whatever shit ended up happening, and I still had to finish the house to sell it afterwards.
Oh, okay.
It was a long project, man. At the time, I was working like fucking 80 hours a week, and
where you work? Was security stuff or?
No, I was working at Dish.
Oh, you were working?
Yeah. I worked there for like 10 years, but you know those hours, dude. That place sucked, man. So you come in at 7, and they're like, you leave when everybody leaves when the work's done.
Okay.
So, you know, you got all these people complaining about the fucking windows, like Comcast windows and stuff.
Oh,
like,
okay.
they'll be here from 1 to 3, and they never show. Because we get fucked, man. We have to finish everything in one day.
Okay.
And sometimes I don't get off till 9, 10 o'clock, and then I got to go, and I'm like, I got to go frame a wall today. Like, that's like the last thing I want to do. You know?
For the house.
So it's
after.
not like I paid people to do shit. The only thing I paid people to do in my house is to mud the drywall.
Okay, and so
we did everything else.
So you did all the work. How did you know how to do that? You just
I didn't.
DIY. Oh, you just
YouTube.
learned as you went. YouTube learned as you went along.
YouTube and her father knew some stuff, and then my dad, he's been a carpenter forever, and actually that's what he does. He buys houses and rents them. He's got a shit ton of property. That's what he does now. So like, I would call him and be like, I'm stuck on this, and he's like, oh yeah, you got to do this, and you know, so it's not like I knew what I was doing.
Okay.
Like electrical is not something I knew how to do, or framing walls.
Yeah.
You know, it was.
I learned how to. It necessity happened with me. I learned how to fix a hole in a wall, spackle or stucco, because I punched the wall.
Yeah. Who has it?
My ex-girlfriend's. I can't say her name. Girl I was with. I can't mention.
Okay.
Whatever. I was with. We got in an argument, and actually, I was just talking to somebody. I can't say it's her. Well, whatever. She doesn't listen anyways. She stopped listening.
The name isn't relevant. Like
I don't say
it
the
doesn't
name.
Add to the story.
But me saying ex-girlfriend, it's like, oh, people know it's gonna be me or whatever. And it's
Yeah.
like, what other ex-girlfriends did you have?
Well,
but
how
it's
many
like-
ex-girlfriends have you had where you punch walls?
Just one.
Well,
I'm
then
trying to think. We're
only
talking
one
about.
will know.
I muffed her once, right? And that's where we're just. I was talking to her on the way up here, and she's like, "Do you remember why you muffed me?" And I was like, "I don't know. Do you?" And she's like, "Well, that's close to because you know why? Because I think I sent her that Bill Burr bit yesterday, the one he's talking about, like you don't hit women or
There's
women,
no reason. Nobody says there. Everybody says there's no reason to hit a woman. There's a million reasons, but you just don't do it.
Don't do it, right?
Yeah, you don't do it.
And
Have you seen how they fall?
Yeah, he's talking about the bravado women have because women don't have to worry about really getting hit. I mean, most women, some Puerto Ricans, no, but look, women have to worry about getting hit. I always attack Puerto Ricans. That's my go-to.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but they don't have to worry about getting hit. So you have this bravado, right? That's the Bill Burr bit. Like you do say whatever you want. Actually, the girl I was hanging out with I brought her to Jim Flanagan's recording.
Mm-hmm.
She was talking about the one time she got drunk and then security guard was telling her to go out. And she's like, I'm not leaving. You know, like I'm not going to do that to some like 6 foot dude. He's going to punch me in the face. And we're just, anyways. I forgot
You learned how to spackle based.
Oh yeah. That's what I was talking about. I learned how to so I got in an argument. So I punched the wall, broke the wall. And then the hole was there the whole time she was living there.
Yeah,
so
as a reminder of your fucking temperament.
Yeah. And I was like, I don't want to. I was like, I don't want to. But then she was gonna move, and she called me and said, hey, I'm moving, security deposit. And I was like, fuck, all right. So I called my friends that are all in construction or carpentry, and I got some tips from them, and I watched some videos, and I went, and then I fixed my first hole in the wall.
Yeah.
I bought the sheet, I got the grout or whatever.
Oh, you did it professional.
Yeah, I did it right. Yeah, and then I did the paint and everything, and I painted it and everything. Yeah. I didn't want to pay the.
I put a hole in the wall. When I was told about the divorce, I put a hole in the wall. And what I ended up doing is
when you were told about the divorce,
yeah,
when
I was
served?
like, no. She just told me like that's it, and I was like, motherfucker, and like it wasn't right away, but it was like, you know, I was just pissed off one day night, and I knew where the studs were because I framed the walls, so I wasn't worried about breaking my hand. So my goal when I went to throw the fist, I'm like, I'm gonna get through the other side. I want to get through to the other side.
Okay.
And I knew where. So I hit it, and then I ended up having to fix it. And what I did
is smart, right?
Yeah. So I was like the architect of it. So it's like,
I had no
risk.
I got lucky.
What I did is I took newspaper, and you stuff that fucker with newspaper. It wasn't a big. I got a tiny hand, so it wasn't a big hole. You stuff it with newspaper, and then you just then you take a painter sticks, and you line them behind it, and then you mud.
Oh, okay.
And then you keep mudding it.
Okay.
And then you got to mud it, sand it, and then.
Nice. Yeah. So that's, you hear that? If you need to learn how to fix a house, get divorced, or get an argument with your ex-girlfriend, and then you'll figure that. Well, that's, man. I don't do things like I don't plan certain things ahead of time because it's like the podcast, recording video. It's like I don't try to learn ahead of time, but when I need to do it, then I figure it as I go along because it's like I don't have time. I was like I'll figure it out.
The best things are non-planned. You can plan like your pit stops, so to speak, like in a general sense. Like I want to do this here, but the details, you wing those, man, and you grow.
You kind of just have to do it, and then you'll figure it out. And then when you need to do it, then it's like, okay, I gotta. This is like with this. I gotta edit this. I gotta figure this out. So I did that. All right. So you guys got. She told you. All right. I'm getting a divorce, or we're getting a divorce, right?
Yeah.
So you guys were only married for 2 years, right?
Maybe if that.
Did things change immediately when you get married? Like, was it immediate? Like things change, or things were going good?
Everything changed, dude. Everything. Yeah. I mean, it was already. I don't want to get too much into it because it's like. I wrote all these bits and like they were fucking my bread and butter because I put so much time into them and fucking walked around and. Rehearse it to my fucking dog, you know. It's like fucking. I put a lot of time into it. I don't want to let him go, but I gotta let them all go. So it's like, it's just two people that made a fucking mistake, you know. Like we were good friends and everything kind of was good, and then we shouldn't have dated. Like we were good friends, but we should not have dated. Like
that makes
as soon
sense.
as we moved in and like real life problems came, like we couldn't tackle it.
It was done.
We couldn't fucking.
No, I think I've only.
We were
been
too
engaged.
young too, man. Like we were engaged.
How old were you?
She turned 21 when we were engaged.
Oh,
like,
wow.
You know what I'm saying? It's
no.
it's like how am I gonna do that? Why would I do that?
Unless
to her?
like you're a
Like,
Mormon
stupid.
or something like that, or old school Mexicans. Yeah, it's not gonna have.
So
it's not.
It was a good thought.
That's it. That's too young for white America to get married. You know what I mean? Unless you're like rural or something like that. There's too much going on.
Yeah.
There's too much stimuli. And then all right, so then you
But
guys.
that's why I started doing it, because afterwards, I thought my life was set. I'm like, I thought this is what's gonna be, all negative details aside and stress aside. From that, I'm like, fuck, I don't know. This is kind of a lot to take on. But I thought this is what it was gonna be. I thought this was gonna be my life. And after it all went down, I'm like, fuck, what am I gonna do now? I got all this bullshit going on, all this stress. Mm-hmm. So I ironically ended up doing like I don't want to say I did self-help books, but I like saw like I had an Audible account and shit.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, just kind of like how to be successful, how to things. Like, this is a sad thing to say, but it was the one thing that I took from it was like make a to-do list for yourself. Be selfish.
Lists are very important. I'm very pro list.
Yeah. So, but they said the way to get out of this is to be as selfish as possible, and in the micro level and the macro level, meaning like. On Fridays, like I'll get myself like fucking that, Chipotle or some shit that's really, I'll treat myself after to like, I want to buy the car I've always wanted. I wanted to do this. I want to do that. And I just made a list of from small to big, everything I wanted to do weekly, daily for myself, you know.
What book was this? Do you remember?
Fuck. No, I can't. I can look it up afterwards. You can plug it. I have my Audible account. I can pull it up.
Oh, okay.
But and I thought it was stupid. I was like, who needs fucking self-help books, you know? And I started doing all this shit, and it was good, man. I bought my GTO. That's what I wanted. Fucking this whole.
So the GTO is what is it? A 6-liter?
It's a 5.7. It's the 04, so it's a 5.7.
Okay.
It's technically an Australian car. It's a
Is it a V8?
It's a Honda Monaro. It's a V8.
Okay.
And pretty much when Pontiac was going under, GM owned Holden, and they said, we're going to take that car and move it over here and just call it a GTO.
Who's Holden?
Holden is an Australian.
Okay.
Yeah, Australian GM.
Okay.
So I always wanted that car, and that was the first thing I did is I bought that car, and I still have it.
And then for people who don't know about cars, that's like how many horsepower is that? Like a 500 something
350
350 horsepower stock. Okay.
Yeah, it's the same.
But it's a really big engine, right?
In the same year, it's the same motor as the Corvette, the same year.
Okay.
So it's a Corvette, but it's got 4 seats, so I thought it was a little more practical, and I'm a big Pontiac guy. Like that, I probably had 6 Pontiacs by now.
Oh, okay. I think growing up, we had a lot of cars, and there was a few Pontiacs involved.
I don't know what it is,
birds,
man.
Yeah,
I just bought another one fucking 2 months ago.
Oh, you did?
For work only.
Oh, okay. What'd you get?
A Grand Prix.
Okay, I got my car that I always wanted. See, I got into when I was younger. I was into domestics, and I moved over to Japanese.
Yeah.
I always wanted the Honda Prelude, right?
And
then I finally, I think after was it my first job, I finally bought it. Right, it was a Honda Prelude. It was like the SH edition, so it was called the Special Handling Edition. So the front, so it had a special a differential, right? It was called an AT. I don't know. Basically, what it did, it was a front wheel drive car, and what the differential did is when you would turn, it would give more power to like the right the right tire, so it could turn better. So help it turn more like a rear wheel drive tire handle like that. So
I thought the Preludes were rear wheel drive.
No, off front. No.
Really?
The only rear wheel drive I can think of is that little Honda, the ST2000 or something like that.
The S2000.
Yeah, or whatever.
Yeah,
that one. I saw 2 of them. Actually, I saw 2 of them. I think. Well, no, not when I saw Jim Flanagan. The week before when I've been to Zany's a lot this week. When I saw Nick DiPaolo, right?
Yeah.
I went to go see with Eric. I went with Eric Pennell, Busting Balls podcast. But that was my first. Yeah, that was my. Sorry, that was my first car that I was like, I wanted, and I had it. Everything was good. Until this landscape, I think I just talked about this yesterday, maybe, so I won't talk about it too much. But this landscaper. Did I talk about this on the podcast or with my date? Fuck.
Just go over.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
I'll give you my input. It'll be different.
All right. So this is. So I had a prime play. It was the car I always wanted, and I really love that car, dude. It had the sunroof and the inside. It was all orange, like those old BMWs. I don't know. I love the whole. It had the VTEC, right? So when we get to 6,000 or after 6,000 RPM, it would kick into like basically an overdrive. I don't know how to describe it.
Yeah.
And then it maxed up all the it changed the settings on it, and it really hit.
Was it turboed?
No, natural display. Yeah, NA. So no turbo. So then Honda's not really about turbos. They were getting the most out they could out of smaller engines. When they had the Type R, it was per liter, it had the most I think horsepower per liter made at that time. So they were like out of getting the most out of little engines because they had limitations in Japan. So they got really good at getting the most out of naturally aspirated cars. All right, for people that don't know, car guys, a turbo.
Dude, I've never been into those, but back in the day, man. So I had a Grand Prix, and I don't know if everybody who doesn't know cars right now, they're like, what the fuck,
I'm about
man?
to explain turbo in a second.
But I used to street race all the fucking time. That's how I got into it, man. I bought my mom's Grand Prix.
Why'd you start street racing?
Because my buddies lived down the street.
Oh, it wasn't because of Fast and Furious like everybody in my high school?
No.
Okay,
So my buddies down the street, when I grew up, man, I didn't really have a whole lot of friends over here, and I saw these kids down the street skateboarding, and I was like, I want a skateboard. So one day I fucking grabbed, my mom bought me a skateboard. I rolled down the street. And I don't even know these kids, and they're 5 years old. They're 5 years older than me, and I was probably like maybe 11. And I had this little stupid Goosebumps skateboard, and I started hanging out with them. They became like my best friends, man. And they bought my
So you saw them skateboard, and you're like, "Mom, give me a skateboard." And then you rolled up like, "I got a skateboard too."
I rolled up,
Smart.
and they took me in, and That's kind of I like kind of grew up quick because like they're like 3, 4, maybe like 4 years older than me, but like I
How old were
fucking
you?
hang out with them. I was like maybe 11 when I met fucking maybe 12, but when I met Anthony down the street, but like he started getting into street racing, and I had a Grand Prix, and I didn't even know what it was, supercharged and all that shit, but I just thought it was a cool car.
Okay.
And he's like, man, you could do some shit to this, and I look into it, and I was like, oh. And I would go down to Strat. There's this place in Villa Park called Strats, and everybody with their
What is that? A restaurant?
it's a hamburger place, kind of like
That was
Portillo's.
Taco Bell for us in Gurnee, where all the people would meet. But go ahead. Yeah.
So it's kind of like Portillo's, but it's like if you go on a Strat. So if you were to go probably this weekend now, because it's so warm, you'll see every car imaginable. Everyone's trying to street race and do all their shit, and like they're rolling up. But I would hang out there till 2:00 in the morning, just hanging out. We would street race, and and in my car, my Pontiac, it was just like a little family car, but it was actually really quick, dude. It was really fucking fast.
I did race with one of my friends. I would take my my mom's Ford Focus, but I'd race it because it was stick.
Yeah.
And there was this little road that me and my buddies would go, and then I'd like get them a little bit times because it was a stick shift car. So I destroyed that car, dude, all the time. Like I would try to drift with it too. It was pretty. It fucked up.
Yeah.
Like I don't think the engine made it to 100,000 miles.
I drift too. You push down your fucking
The
e-brake and
yeah.
you kick it around. I go in this church parking lot a couple blocks over when it snowed and fucking
I don't like
kick
doing
it
it
around.
I don't like doing it now because with that Honda Prelude. So this is what happened. Going back to the Honda Prelude, is that nicotine?
Yeah.
Can I hit it?
Yeah, go ahead.
It's
a little.
What do I
the,
do?
The coil's a little old, but it's
Hit
still,
that?
Yeah, you hit
Let's
that.
Let's see if this changes me.
Yeah, it's a little strong, dude.
Oh shit!
Yeah, it's just. The first one is always sore on your throat, and then after you did this, you just killed all your cilia, so you could do it again. You'd be fine.
Let's try it again.
Yeah, try it again. But hey, don't hit it like a cigarette. Take it in your mouth first, and then let go, and then inhale, like almost if you were to inhale a cigar. You're not supposed to, but yeah. So you take in air with it, because if you go straight
What's the cilia?
cilia,
Yeah, what's cilia?
it's the hair in your lungs that initiate the coughing.
Oh, so I just burned that?
Yeah. So when it's like they're like nerves that are, if you get to bris or debris in your lungs, it tickles that cilia, and that's why you cough.
All right, so guys,
But if you're a smoker, it kills it, so you could smoke.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I just took so the Prelude.
Yeah.
Fuck, that shit hit me.
I'm heavily addicted to
Oh,
that.
okay.
If you guys
you were
hear
a cigarette smoker,
if you guys
right?
hear the throughout this, I'm trying to lean away from it when I do it, but yeah.
No, I'm doing that because I used to do. I'll get back to the Prelude, but I would do nicotine before sets. When I would smoke, I'd buy cigarettes and I'd have a smoke, and then before it'd be caffeine and nicotine. But now that I don't, sometimes if I feel like I'm tired or something like that, I'll go to these some pouches, some nicotine pouches I found. But the Honda Prelude, this is why I don't drift. So it was my first car. I really love this car. So it was fun to drive and it was reliable because it was. I can't do Subarus. I can't do a lot of domestics because I am super tough on my stuff. So I need things that are the most reliable that I can possibly get because I'm a destroyer. You know what I mean? I fuck my things up. So I kind of need Hondas and things like that because I can't. I'll fuck things up, dude. Yeah. So I need something that can take a lot of my. Yeah. So I had the Honda. I had the Prelude, right? And then I was going to work one day, and some dude, this Mexican landscaper, this old Mexican dude, he goes across like 3 lanes to try to like cut across to take a right turn or something like that, sideswipes my car, right? He sideswipes my car, and then I'm like, fuck, dude. So then I start my car's kind of fucked up now, like
when you're turning.
Yeah, it's all
your
fucked
front
up.
end.
Yeah, front to side, it's all fucked up. So I can't even go that fast, but I'm kind of following him, and he stops, right? But you know what? I thought he stopped because he's behind me. The reason he stopped
Was he in like a big pickup truck with
He was
with
like
lawnmowers in the back?
4-door.
How'd you know
like
he was
Grand
a landscaper?
Victoria. No, we'll get to that.
How did you know?
Oh, we're about to find out. The reason that he stopped is he was picking up carpooling. He was picking up another landscaper because they're going to work. Like once we get, and then
He didn't even know he hit you.
Huh? I don't know. He realized or he hit me, kept going. I'm not sure what happened exactly because you can't not know. Like,
Yeah.
he hit me pretty decently. So I go over there, and then the cop comes. The cop was actually the mom of my high school crush.
Really?
I see guitars back here. I started playing guitar back in the day for a girl, which was this girl, which is the girl's mom. But anyways, it's a whole different thing. So then she pulls us over. You know, she gets our information, and she's like, hey, do you want to report this as a hit and run? And I just thought about it. And I saw that, you know, he's old dude. And I was like, you know what? I don't want to. That's kind of a serious.
I mean, you had the guy there. Right?
Yeah. I was like, I want my stuff paid for. Like, I don't want to do that. As long as I get my stuff paid for, right? So I'm waiting for his insurance company to fucking, you know, cover the claim or whatever. And I keep calling this insurance company, some shitty insurance company. Mexicans either don't have insurance or have shitty insurance companies, like the worst insurance companies ever. So this dude has this horrible
SR22.
Oh yeah, I had that before. That's court mandated, but just shitty, like these little local this crap, right? So then I keep calling, they don't pick up. Finally, I drove to Des Plaines to their office, and I show up at the office like, hey, what? Nobody's answering my calls. What is going on? And they finally tell me, oh, okay, well, our client said it wasn't his fault. So, and there wasn't a ticket. Remember, I didn't file a ticket, so there was nobody at fault.
But you couldn't get a ticket for
because remember
an accident.
There was no ticket, so nobody was at fault. If I would have reported it as a hit and run,
could you report it as he hit my car?
Well, I didn't report it with the cop as a hit and run. So if I would have done that, it would have been his fault automatically, and it would have been covered. But when the insurance company called him and asked what happened, he said it wasn't his fault. And because of that, they're like, oh, we're not going to cover you. And I was like, what? So then I was like, are you kidding me? So then I called my lawyer, like, what can we do? We're like, we got to sue. That's all we can do. And I was like, okay. So what I did instead is for about 3 years, twice a year, in the middle of the night, I go to his house and slash his tires. I don't know if there's a statute of limitations, and I don't give a fuck. But yeah, for about 3 years, and one time I had this other Honda. You know, I bought some shitty Honda Civic. I remember one time I was drunk. I went over there, and I just looked at his car, put my car in reverse, and then rammed into his car. Did nothing to his car. He has this old fucking aluminum box from the 80s, like those Grand Victoria style cars, or Caprice Classic style cars. I got this, you know, like 98 Honda Civic, fucked my shit up. So then I went, I don't know what I ended up doing, maybe breaking his window. But I did that for a few years. Like every few years, like twice a year, I drive up middle of the night, check it out. All right. Good, yeah, because I went to his house one time and he was like, hey, to try to talk to him. I was like, hey, you know, and I lost, because of that, basically my car, it was done. You know what I mean? So I lost that Honda Civic, and one day,
because it wasn't drivable, you couldn't fix it, right?
It would have been so much to fix it, you know what I mean? And I was gonna try to fix it, right? And at one point, like, I wasn't working, and I finally got a job. I started working at the place I work at now, at this golf company. And then, and at that point, I was behind my payments because I was like I was unemployed for a little bit, or like working very limited. And I finally got this job. I was like, and I called and then I go downstairs and my car is missing, right? I used to live in these real ghetto
apartments.
It, huh? That's what I thought. I thought it was that's what I thought, right? So I'm at these apartments. There's these shitty ass ghetto apartments. I think Section 8. They call the towers in Waukegan. Horrible. The first day we moved in there, somebody like died. Somebody got pushed out the 14th window or something. They were like the worst apartments in Waukegan. But we moved there because my mom wanted to. I think that after my dad got deported, like, it was cheap, and it was like, all right, so it's only like $200 something a month. I was like, whatever, I'll put it in my name. You know, I had decent credit, so we moved in there. And then that's when I got used to roaches. Anyways, the first day there was a roach, I freaked out. I went to my friend's house. I can't sleep here. Then a week later, I was like, who gives a shit? Yeah. You get used to it real quick.
Yeah.
So then I go down. I was like, where the fuck is my car? And I called the car company. I was like, I told you, I just talked to you guys. You know, I just got a job. I'm gonna catch up my payments. Blah blah blah. And they're like, we didn't repo your car. And I was like, what? I found out this cunt fucking manager, this younger black chick, because there was two ladies, right, that worked there. One that was really nice to us. This older black lady, but after her, but the one before her, she was always giving me shit, right? She was always giving me shit. And then I remember she called. I called the office. I was like, hey, they said, you know what happened? Was there a camera that maybe somebody stole my car? And I'm thinking it got stolen. I go talk to her. It's like, no, I got it towed. And I was like, what do you mean you got your car was just sitting there? It wasn't working. It's in your lease. You can't, if a car's not working, you need to move it. And I was like, why wouldn't you tell me? You know what I mean? I would have.
Was it clearly not working? Did you have wheels off of it or something?
No, the wheels are off, but it's just kind of sitting there, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I could have moved it if I wanted to, shittily.
Yeah.
And then she was like, well, you know, I can't sit here, so we got it towed. And I was like, I was like, why wouldn't you just tell me? I would have got it moved. well, it's not my responsibility, blah blah blah. And it pissed me off. Like, dude, there's people here that fucking don't leave, that
and
don't
you're
even
paying
work.
them every fucking month.
Yeah, and there's people here that don't fucking even leave because it's like Section 8. There's people that never even leave their fucking apartment or have jobs that live here. I was fucking furious, right? So then, at that point, I'm behind $400. I'm behind like 2 payments on the thing, and then I called. When I finally figured out, I called it would have been like $1,000 to get it out, to get it out of the tow place, right? And plus the towing, and I was just like, at that point, I cut my losses. I'm like, I just never picked it up. I was like, let that shit go. Let the bank take it. So finally, it was it was fucking gone. I hate her. So that was
the story, man. You're trying to be a good guy.
Oh yeah,
you were trying to be a
lesson.
good guy. Cut this guy a lot, and it's shit
So
like this
that
makes
me.
people bitter, dude. Because it's like, no, don't give that guy hit and run, dude. That's a felony, bro. Like, it's like, why would I give that to somebody? And now that one guy caused all this shit for you.
And now that
not to mention, not just a car that you enjoyed.
Yeah. So now that changed me. I'm not like that anymore. Now I don't feel bad for people, and it's like, hey, you shouldn't hit me. Your problem. Like now it's like. I'm not gonna risk anything on my shit because of you. Like I don't. Oh look, a lady hit me. She's pregnant with a kid. I don't give a shit. I really don't. You shouldn't have fucking hit me. You should have been on your phone.
Yeah,
you cunt.
Yeah.
So that did change. Now I'm like more like I'm to the point. You know what I mean? Like that's why I yelled at the lady at the Chipotle the other day. I was gonna risk my order getting fucked up. So I'm very direct. I'm a lot more direct than I am, and like something like that. It's like I won't give people a pass anymore. So that was my
it's amazing. It's just like fucked up shit that happens in your life. It's painful, but it makes you, and everyone says this, it makes you stronger. But like it needs to happen. People that live at home all the time and they don't fucking experience anything.
Dude, my sister,
they're brittle and they're weak. My
sister doesn't work right. She lives at home, and I did her taxes yesterday, right? And then today I stopped by to get some food, and I was asking her, I was like, hey, are you registered to vote? Are you going to vote? Yeah, but I'm going to vote for Bernie. I was like, I'm not helping you out with anything. And people don't know the podcast. I hate Bernie Sanders, and I hate socialism with a passion. Anyways.
He ain't going to make it anyway. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, he's not. He's like, who's he running? I was like, vote for Trump. She's like, no. And I was like, who's he running against? If he runs for Bernie, I want to vote for Bernie. I was like, why? Because, like, look, we're getting less money in my taxes, was her response. And I was like, first of all, you haven't worked all year, right? And then second of all, you think your taxes are going to go down with Bernie? Like, all your taxes are going to go up. Everybody's taxes are going up. I was like, what are you talking about? But it was funny because it just kind of showed me, like, how ignorant people, like, she has no idea. I don't know.
You're actually getting more taxes back.
Uh-huh. Yeah. I
actually got,
I was like,
so after that, you know, the whole, I don't want to get in political, but like after the whole thing with Trump with the tax cut, I did the math, dude. Yeah, I got I only got like $80 back, but fucking I got money back, you know.
And then people don't understand, like, okay, during the year you're paying. It's like, I don't know.
You shouldn't be getting anything back. Is how it should be. You should be getting the right amount of taxation throughout the year. If you're getting money back, that means someone fucked up. Like,
I know.
That means they're holding money for a year and they're taking your interest on that $1,000 or whatever the fuck it is, and they're making money on it. It needs to get figured out, man.
Yeah, but people don't get it. So you got divorced. You had the list. What was that? What else was on this list?
Well, so man, we went on this just from that one topic. Mm-hmm. Doing comedy once, and that was it.
Okay. Doing
comedy once, and then I had a lot of financial goals that I can't remember. I wanted to, develop a savings. I wanted that car.
Did you save?
I wanted to skydive.
Do you save right now?
Now I do, yeah.
Okay. I do 10% of every check I put away without looking at it, and then blah, blah, blah.
So, yeah. 10% goes into savings and 15% goes into this little fucking investment that I do. I use M1 Finance, which is like you can make your own portfolio and shit.
Okay.
And I got, in the past 2 months, completely obsessed with investing. And
I got a fucking...
Dude.
My E-Trade account's fucked up.
Dude,
I can't
I am going wild. So I got a new job. Mm-hmm. And so I was working in security for a while. Now I became an electrician, which is a goal of mine that I want to do for like the past 10 years. And I got I'm not going to get into it because of whatever, but I got really fucking lucky and I became an electrician. I make, almost double what I was making before. And I could have went two ways, like buy all this shit, but now I'm like saving all this money because I want to buy a house and shit now. And I've been staying up late watching YouTube videos, doing all this investing thing. Dude, I bought fucking an ounce of gold the other day just because I want 15% of my portfolio to have gold.
Gold?
Yeah, dude, like I'm completely fucking obsessed. But Now I'm trying to like just save everything I can and put it into my like, my investment account, which is dog shit because of the coronavirus right now. It just fucking dipped. But I do that.
So buy up a little bit more right now, right? It's cheaper.
Oh yeah, dude. The last 2 weeks. Well, last week I doubled down on what I usually did. I did 30% last week.
Yeah. It's
and
cheaper
then,
prices.
This week I'll look again. I'll probably double down again. But dude, I'm on finance. If you're doing investing, you should fucking check it out because you can make
Maybe I'll do that because I have E-Trade and I have money in my savings and I was put like 1,000 in some stocks, but then I went the other day to sign up for my E-Trade. My friend had a list of stocks. He's like, let's put it into this. We have like the savings account. And then I couldn't log into my fucking E-Trade. I had to call him or something, and I got frustrated. So, maybe.
That's probably a sign not to do it.
Okay.
Anytime something like happens like that with my money, where I'm like trying to force it, I just say that's a sign. Just fucking drop it.
I'll look at that
but,
one.
But M1 is fucking awesome, dude. So you can build your own portfolio. I have a bunch of different indexes and shit.
Okay.
And then pretty much I could take that portfolio and I can share it. So like let's say it performs. The portfolio that I did for the last year, it went up 20% from I made it and it said 1 year it gained 20%. I'm like, holy shit, that's pretty good. So I'll try it. But let's say I had a portfolio that was good and you're like, hey, let me check it out. I could send it to you and you can add it to your what they call a pie. You can take it all completely or you could do 40% of my portfolio and then whatever you want. It's fucking crazy.
What do they charge you a trade?
Free.
Oh, it's free? Okay.
It's free. But I got fuck it, I'll get into it. So now I'm doing the checking account with them and they gave me this fucking tungsten debit card.
One of these cards?
Yeah,
these hard
dude,
ones?
It's fucking £10, and I get 1% cash back on a checking account and 1% AP, annual. So it's like a savings account too.
My friend started. I don't know if he's day trading, but he's been watching stock videos, so he's been messing around with that like every day. On his side, he wants to do that on the side because he does real estate, right? He's a real estate. Is it broker? Is that what they're called?
I guess.
Yeah. I don't know. The people who buy.
Does he sell or does he actually
sell? The brokers, right?
Yeah.
Real
I
estate
suppose he
agent.
works for a broker.
Agent. Yeah. Whatever. Yeah. For this Chinese lady, who reminds me of the Chinese lady from The Simpsons. We the best on the website. Do you remember that episode? No.
Yeah.
Okay. But I don't know what I was talking about before the finance. Your list, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So that was one of the financial goals.
Yeah.
What do you remember? What else? Financial goals, the comedy. The comedy was one time.
The comedy was one. Yeah, the comedy was one time. I was gonna go up once and do it once and be done. I actually have right here my set list from here. Let me grab it real quick.
Yeah,
let me grab it so I can talk about it. Hang on.
Yeah. So Brad's gonna go grab his set list. I think it's where I saw him was at this bowling place. Let's look at this room. Oh, there's video too. I think I gotta buy. You know how much Final Cut Pro cost? I might buy that. All right.
I don't know. I've never used it.
All right, that's what I was using for the free trial for these.
So this is, and I forgot to do it, but every year I would do this set list.
Okay.
As close to the 4th as possible.
Okay.
But like I wrote this out and I fucking.
What 4th? July 4th?
January 4th.
Okay.
January 4th because it was a New Year's resolution, and honestly, I lost all the other papers. There was 4 papers to this, but now I just keep it as a memoir. But yeah, it was stupid. It was like I planned on doing it once. I talked it over. I went to the Comedy Shrine 2 times, and I checked out the open mic, and I was like, okay.
In Aurora.
Yeah. In December, and I was leading up to it. And then I'll never forget this. I went there. I didn't know the fucking etiquette. I was a total fucking douchebag because I went there the 3rd time, which is the time I was about to perform.
Okay.
And Nick Foscaris was up.
Okay.
And I heckled him. I didn't mean to, but I like added to it, and I was just kind of like drunk,
you know,
because I was so fucking nervous, dude. I bought a bucket of beers, and I was like, I'm going up tonight, so I got drunk, and Nick Foscaris fucking wrecked me, and I was fuck, and I went up there, and I don't even remember what the context was. Nick might not even remember it, but that was my first time doing comedy, and I was just so drunk and nervous that I started talking, and I got told to like, hey, don't talk, and I remember Jack Baker came up to me. He's like, don't talk during that, And I did my set for the first time, and I got my first big laugh, and I was like, wow, this feels good. And I got off stage, and a couple people approached me, one of them being Michael McCabe, and he came up to me. He's like, are you doing comedy more? And I was like, yeah, I don't know. I wanted to do it one time. He's like, come check out the fucking Sand Club, which was the next night.
Okay.
And I was like, I'll come check it out.
So that was a Tuesday, right?
Yeah, but I had no intention of doing it ever again. And
Was it? It was the night Rebecca was there, was it? I don't think I was there for your first. I was probably maybe a week after maybe you started.
Well, I didn't start running it yet. I went there just to check out that mic, and I went there, and I sat down, and it was dead. It was. For those of you who don't know this, the Downer Sand Club was the indoor. It's an indoor volleyball place. I guess it used to be called what was it? North Beach or something. Used to be called, does that sound right? It used to be called North Beach.
I'm not sure,
but it's a volleyball place that's indoor, and pretty much
there's sand. There's fake sand in there or something.
I mean, it's sand. I don't know if it's fake, but there's sand everywhere.
There's sand. It's just inside.
And so you walk in. If you could imagine this, you walk in, and there's like a U-shaped bar where you can walk around either side, and on the left of that is a little platform where everybody's performing, and then if you keep going, to the right is the first volleyball area, the second, third, and it's wide open, so you can hear people like hitting the balls or going, tuh! Like they're screaming and shit, and then the music never stopped. So they played music. And I went, it's awful for comedy, completely fucking awful. They had a back room that they could have utilized they ran a show, I think it was called like Another Hour or something like that with Alex Stein. And like that back room, like the shows I ran there back in the back were pretty good, but they would never let us do the open mic back there. So people would be walking by with their bags and shit in front of us, between like the crowd and like where we are with their volleyball bags and shit. And we're trying to do our sets. It was completely awful.
Why did they let you use the back room? Did they want?
Because it was reserved for board game night.
Okay. Yeah, dealing with venues.
So doing this for a little while. Eventually, the owner asked me if I wanted to run an open mic, and I'm like, dude, I've been doing this for 2 months, and I've already got a gig. And he paid $50 a week, man. And we had like maybe 5 comics every night. It was the best gig ever, and I dumped it because it was like. I didn't want to do it because it was depressing. But now looking back, I'm like, $50 for 2 hours?
Yeah.
Fuck it. I should free food. You're like, fucking, I should have kept doing it.
Does anybody do anything? Nobody does anything over there?
Nobody does anything over there anymore.
Okay, yeah.
But anyways, I went there the second night, and I was like, I'm not going to do it. But then I said, fuck it, I'll do it again. And then I said, all right, I'll go to the Shrine next week. And then I became fucking addicted. And I never wanted to be a comedian. I wanted to just do it once. And
it was part of your
wanted to
divorce list.
Yeah, I never wanted to. So, in the grand scheme of things, and I mean, and to be completely honest, being a comedian, I guess you can call it that, or coming into this group of people and the camaraderie, and like we have a different scene than a lot of people. It's just doing.
Yeah, we're in the suburbs here.
Doing everything.
That
actually was exactly what I needed, because I felt like a piece of shit. I didn't know what was going on. I was completely irresponsible, and becoming in comedy and finding a hobby in general that just you have passion for, that makes you work, not because you need to work, but because you want to.
Yeah.
Grew me as a man. It made me fucking strong, dude. Like comedy, saved me. It made me a better person.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize it till maybe about a year ago, but it's just, I'm so glad that I ended up doing it.
Yeah, because I think people need to find something they like to do, even outside of work, and then do it. I mean, if you like your job, do that. But if not, I don't know. People get I think people get in this thing where they're like, they feel lost, and then that's when the drink and the drugs.
You need to because it trains you how to set goals. It trains you how to just grow, and it could be anything. It could be fucking, painting or music or whatever. We got a rock climbing place by us, and I was like, I kind of want to start rock climbing.
I want to start hunting. You shoot, right? Do you shoot? When's the last time you shot? When's the last?
Man,
I haven't shot in a while either.
I haven't shot in a long time, dude. It's been like 6 months.
I
haven't.
Whose AK is that? That was your buddy's? I was looking at your Facebook. It's from 2015.
That's mine.
Oh, okay.
Mine. Yeah.
Is it?
I got a lot of shit I could show you later.
Okay. Because I want to buy. I either want to buy an AK-47 or a piston AR.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking maybe I'm leaning towards piston AR or something like that. But every year I want to buy it. Some shit happens. Like the other year, like a few years ago, I was gonna buy it. Somebody smashed and grabbed me in Milwaukee, stole my laptop and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next year, some other shit happened. This year, I spent $4,000 in Miami. No, last year I spent $4,000. Yeah. So the Miami trip cost me $4,000.
Was that worth it?
Well, it was worth it as far as afterwards. It fucking.
I'm assuming a
it
lot
turned
of
my
that.
life around.
I'm assuming a lot of that wasn't experiences, and it was.
It was
It
one night. It was one night. It was
Okay.
it was in a span of
A little blow,
15
right?
hours. Yeah, it was a few times we got blow delivered because I bought blow from the strippers at the back of the strip club. I was like, hey, can you give me some coke? So they went and they got me coke. They got me booze. But then the strip club was closing, so then we head out. I meet him up, and I meet him up in their car. Oh yeah, because I don't have a car. My friend left me at this point, right? He was like, dude, we gotta go. Like this, I have a wife, I have kids, and I told him like, all right, do your thing, Playboy. And he saw me, and like I was drunk. And the look in my eye, he's like, I'm done. I'm done for the night. I'm leaving.
Yeah.
So he left. So then we went back. We went to the first hotel. The first hotel I fucked up because I asked how many people, and I said 2, maybe somebody else is coming. And I told the strippers that, like, nope, you gotta lie. You gotta say there's only two people.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, I didn't know. So then we go to the next hotel, and then we go, and then at one point I paid for like 2 hours, but I had to keep paying because it's like we ran out of time, and then we're still there. So I paid for the hotel a few times for the 2-hour room, and then we had
You paid for a 2-hour room?
yeah.
They do that?
Yeah. Oh, you've never fucked hookers?
No.
But no, that's,
No, dude.
if you go to shittier motels,
Yeah.
you can get the night or 2 hours.
No shit.
Yeah. It's specifically for that, for prostitution.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's a thing.
Yeah, no, I've never.
That's
okay.
a thing. You know how many comedians have messaged me? I don't fuck prostitutes anymore. No, and I haven't. But a lot of comedians have went up to me or messaged me and they were like, dude, I was this close to getting a hooker or something, and I was gonna message you and I didn't. Or people like asked me for advice and things like that.
Hooker advice?
Yeah. No, I'll give it. Yeah, I'll give it. Because I when I used to do it, I had an idea. Like you can tell what ads are cops or not.
So if you were to give hooker advice to somebody right now, if you could come up with 3 rules or 3 tips, what would they be?
Okay, for pictures. The pictures, if there are any pictures that the chicks are too hot or something like that, look at those. That's a cop, right?
Okay.
Or if any of the language in the ad is too explicit, like oh yeah, good sex, this like, and they're writing it in there, cop. And if you call anybody, if you call or you talk to somebody on the phone and in the language, if they don't talk to you in a coded language where you don't bring up what you're gonna do, and they don't bring it up and you don't bring it up, and if they do, they're like, all right, if you let's say you call and then you call and somebody sells. Is like, okay, like it's gonna be this much for for sex or blah blah blah. Cut it. Also, if you go, you get drunk and you do a bunch of drugs and it's 4 a.m, you can call 17 ads in a row, and the 16th one you call them back page went straight to a police department.
Yeah.
Because nobody was manning the line. Then that's a cop.
Yeah.
That happened to me. I called, and it was like I called one of the ads. And it was like, this is the Hollywood Police Department. So it went straight to the police department.
Jesus Christ!
But it was like 4 a.m. It was like by that
sort
time,
of covert operation.
Get a
fucking phone.
Basically, by that point, nobody was manning that line anymore because it was like maybe somebody was in the base.
Yeah.
Like nobody's gonna bother us at this time. Nobody's at. But that was me in Florida. I did that. I swear I've done that like every fucking year I go to. That's why my buddy who just moved from Miami, he's in Fort Lauderdale an hour. I thank God he moved, dude, because I don't know. When I go to Miami, dude, I start fucking up.
I like Fort Lauderdale, man. I went there last year.
Peaceful, yeah. It's not
It's
Miami's
nice, dude.
insane, dude.
It's still touristy, but it's not. You can still chill there. You can still hang out and not be overwhelmed.
Yeah, Miami's there's
so many
much
like
drugs.
beaches that are just like it's not really like they're occupied, but it's not wild. Like you can just I'm at the point where I'm just like I don't really like people anymore, man. I don't like those club scenes. I don't like fucking going hard. I like just being peaceful, like, So it's like when I go vacation, I want to go somewhere where there's not a lot of people, dude.
Yeah, I'm around.
I don't mind it some, but I'm not going in a club and bumping,
No.
It's just not, I don't like it anymore. I'm getting old, dude.
Well, and I've been drinking less, so it's like I'm in this weird. Yeah, I've been drinking less, so it's like I don't. If you're it's not bad. If you're sober, it's not.
You can still be a drinker and hate people.
I've been drinking less. Well, yeah. Well, when you don't drink, when I don't drink now as much, I've noticed I'm like I'm more. There's less people I'll like or hang out with because it's like I can't. It's harder to tolerate them when I'm sober. So no, I don't drink as much. Like now I notice like some of the chicks I'm talking to that I would have talked to before when I was drinking, I was like, I can't. I'm blow my head off, dude. Like how the hell was I talking to some of these chicks? You know what I mean? Like, but then I I was boozing and stuff like that. And I was like,
man.
it didn't matter. There's fucking young chicks and I was boozing, and now it's like, all right, dude, I can't
You
do
go
all
through
that.
the pain of the bullshit to determine what you don't want anymore. That's
I know,
just kind of how it is.
But no, I want to get more guns. But
Yeah.
we'll see what it was, huh?
What are you looking at now? You looking at anything right now?
I want to get this AK or this AR, but
So you got a Century Arms,
Huh?
and it's a cheap, but it's American made. It's
Okay.
a machine receiver, not a stamped.
okay.
The stock is fucking cheap as fuck.
Okay.
Like, it's awful. So I want to buy some wooden furniture for it, and that's what I want. I actually want to buy an unfinished furniture, and I want to sand it down nice, and I want to stain it myself.
Oh,
Maybe
okay.
like a gray and black stain on it, and yeah, that's
No.
what I want to do next.
I want to
Different trigger on it.
I have a shotgun I bought when I got arrested, right, with my gun.
With a
my
shotgun.
Glock, with my Glock. Well, I bought that gun. I bought my shotgun because I was driving to Waukegan when I first bought my Glock, right, and I had it,
Mm-hmm.
and I had it in the backseat. I get pulled over, right, and
Was this
then-
before concealed carry?
This is before concealed carry, right?
Mm-hmm.
But
You
it's
had
in a
Foyd?
case.
Did you have a Foyd?
I have a Foyd,
Okay.
but it's in a case. There's no it's not loaded.
Yeah.
But like the week before, I was watching a bunch of videos on stuff, right? And the
Yeah.
guy pulls me over, and he asked me if I have anything on if I have my weapon, if I have anything on me. And then my head, I was watching so many videos, so some of the stuff is maybe different. In my head, I thought I was like, I think I'm supposed to tell him. I don't remember.
Yeah, you tell him.
Yeah, right. That was my lawyer said I shouldn't have said shit, by the way, because I tell him, right. I tell him like, yeah, I have my Glock, but it's in a case, it's not loaded, and he was like. And then all of a sudden, like, the vibe changed, right?
Technically, it's supposed to be in it's supposed to be in the trunk or like a lock glove box or something. If you're
It's not-
before then, if you were transporting it
Yeah.
before then, but
Yeah, it's not, you can technically be in the glove box because you can close the glove. Anything that's
and
enclosed.
it needs two
enclosed.
forms of closed containers. So
Yeah.
your car is one,
Mhm.
and then another container within your vehicle is another.
Yeah, so it's
So
in.
it needs two I don't know, layers or
Yeah,
whatever you want to
so
call
it's
it.
in my book bag and it's in the Glock case, right? And so then
Mhm.
he goes, he opens it, he looks at it, and it's there. And next to it is a magazine. The magazine has ammunition in it, which is legal, right? But
Not separated.
But it was legal. It was legal. Watch, it is legal. It's not in there. Technically, it was legal. It didn't have to. I remember
It wasn't loaded. It wasn't
loaded. No.
the mag wasn't in there.
Okay. Yeah. Yes. So it's in the case,
Mm-hmm.
the magazine, but it's not in the pistol.
Yeah.
Which was legal, right? And then he's like, "You can't have it like that." And I was like, "Yes, I." And I remember watching and reading a bunch of stuff. I was like, "Yeah," but now I'm not sure of myself, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, "I'm pretty sure." And then another guy comes, right? And then they pull over, and I remember it's and they pull out this big. Now they're like looking for it. They pull out this big old book, some big law book, and I see him, and they're like, "We got him. I know we got him." And finally, like the guy, and he's like, "You're we have to take you in." I was like, "For what?" It's like you can't have like that. And I was like, was I wrong? And so then I go to jail that night. Eventually I get bailed
You
out.
go to jail for having a Glock in your back seat in a case when you had a Foyd card.
That's
fucking ridiculous.
It was, and I was just like, and I remember on the way over there, he was like, "You know what?" He was trying to be cool with me, and I was just like in a bad mood, like. And he was like, "Hey, you were very cooperative. I could tell you seem like a good guy." He was like, "Hey, you wanna? I can help you out by giving you this confession to sign." And I was like, "No." No, like, look, I've seen.
Confessing what?
Yeah, and I was like, "No, I'm good, thank you, though." He's like, that way we can help you out and get. I was like, "No, I know what he was doing. I've seen enough first. I know what's going on, dude. I'm not.
I've seen. What'd you say?
I've seen enough first 48. I've seen enough things. I know what the fuck you're doing, dude. Hey, I'm helping. You're not helping shit out, dude. Get on my face. You just want your confession." And I was like, "No." And I go, and then I get bailed out, right? But my ex bailed me because I saw her name. Because I called like 4 phone numbers. The only numbers I tried to memorize and try to leave a voicemail because I couldn't remember anything.
Mm-hmm.
And then I remember and then I got arrested. And that time they took during the court, I didn't have my Glock. They took it away.
They took it?
Yeah, they took it, right?
Oh, fuck it up,
so in
too.
that time, I was freaked out. I was like, what if I don't get my gun back? So I went to, like, that week, I went to Dick's Sporting Goods before they became pussies. I went to Dick's Sporting Goods, and I bought a shotgun. I was like, in case I don't get it back, I'm having a fucking shotgun.
Yeah.
So then that's why I had this. And I've never even shot my shotgun. I just have it.
Yeah.
My
What kind of shotgun?
Mossberg,
yeah.
I think Persuader or something.
Yeah, it was like
So-
$300-$400. Something.
Yeah, $300. So I bought my shotgun, and that's where I had it. But you know what? So finally, I called my lawyer and I paid for all that stuff. But when I got to the court case, by the time I got there, I showed up a little bit late. I walk into the courthouse. My lawyer's like, "Oh, case over, dismissed." I didn't break any law. You know what I mean? Because basically, the lawyer went up to us like, "What do you got on him? What do you have on him?" Well, exactly, and it was dismissed, dude. There was nothing. There was nothing there. And then the next day, I remember the next day I went to work, and immediately when I was at work, I went online. I looked up. I went to I was reading all the law. I was like, this is bullshit.
No, that's wrong.
Yeah, it was
that's wrong, dude.
It was fucking
There
wrong. But
might
if I
be
would
a
have known,
slight-
I would have been more
There might be a slight
aggressive.
technicality because the ammunition technically has to be separated. But the reason why
I
they
found it, like there was no.
the reason why they write that though is so it's not a loaded.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? It
So it's
wasn't
not-
loaded.
Yeah, it wasn't loaded.
If it was loaded, maybe they had something, but still, it's kind of
Yeah.
like, just don't leave it loaded. You know?
Yeah. But it
But-
was, he didn't.
Fuck
He
them.
didn't know, and I wish now, like I know, like I know my stuff. You know what I mean? So it's
Yeah,
like,
I
fuck
mean,
no.
But
now I got my.
when I
concealed
get pulled
carry.
over, I got my concealed carry. When I get pulled
Same.
over, I tell them right when they get to the car, I'm like, they know you have your concealed carry.
They know,
pull it
yeah.
up. So just like, I just before we get started, I have this, or I even say before we get started, I don't have this. You know,
Okay.
like I tell them either way, straightforward, if I do or don't have anything, just because like
I don't anymore.
I do.
Sometimes I do. Sometimes I do.
I'll tell them right in the beginning before they even say. They go, "How's it going tonight?" And I'll go, "Just so you know, I have a concealed carry, and I'm not currently carrying a firearm,
Mm-hmm.
or I have, a 9mm,
Yeah,
in
usually.
my waistband."
Let's see. Do I? No, I don't. Usually, but they don't. But nobody bothers. I think because they know you have it. I notice like people are like
That's
nicer. They don't
it's
bother
another
you.
thing, dude. It's,
don't
it's all these
bother you.
loopholes you got to jump through. They're probably like, well, he's not a felon,
Yeah.
and he doesn't have all this, and this. He dedicated time to it. It's like he's
don't-
probably a respectful citizen for the most part.
Yeah, it takes 16 hours. I don't know how. Mine took 2 days. 16 hours.
2 days. One of just all class and the testing, and then I had to do the range,
Yeah.
which was the easiest shit ever. You could do that fucking with your eyes closed, but
Yeah, the range.
25 feet, you need to
Yeah.
get 11 out of 20
Yeah,
on the target.
I did pretty good. I'm pretty good at pistol. My friend, he was so nervous because his hand shakes. Right.
I'm awful at pistols, man.
Oh, really?
I'm a rifle guy.
I'm
I
not
love
a-
rifles,
I
dude.
can't. I'm left eye dominant and I'm right-handed, so I don't know.
Ooh.
I don't know what to do with rifle. With pistol, I just
Yeah.
adjust it. So if people don't know, your left eye is a strong one. So when I'm aiming, I just move my pistol a little bit left so I can see on my left eye, and that's
Mhm.
it. But so I'm pretty good at pistol.
Rifle though, it's a straight
I have no
line.
idea what to do.
It's a straight line, so you got to hug your neck over the edge
Yeah.
and turn sideways. To
And I
do
didn't know that when I was younger, and I was in rifle team, and then I was like, it was such a struggle for me
Yeah.
when I was in the rifle team in Waukegan when I went to high school. But it was such a struggle for me. But yeah, the motherfucker arrested. I bought my gun, and then now I have that, my Glock 19, my Glock 43, the little one.
Mm-hmm.
I have that one. That's the one I always have with me, and then I have the Glock 19 at my house with the 30 round clip in it. Because remember, I bought them because I couldn't buy them at a time.
Yeah.
If you guys don't know, that's the one. Like if you see in the Chief Keef videos or the
elongated, like
or
8 inches below the pistol.
yeah. That's the
Yeah.
30 round clip on it, or that one. Slim Jesus, the rapper.
No.
I'll show you. Never seen Slim Jesus?
Does he have a barrel on it or
He was-
something? Or,
no, he probably has Glocks with the lasers or something. But he's a skinny white dude from I don't know if it's from Cleveland, and he came out and he had it was that drill music from Chicago, like
Mhm.
Chief Keef and that's all drill. I think it's drill rap or something like that. But I'll show you the video.
Mhm.
It's pretty ridiculous. And he came out and he got a little popular, but he's a skinny dude, just. But I don't think he's about that life.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think he's about that life. You know what I was listening to on the way up here about. I wanted to re-listen to Alex Jones with Joe Rogan on that one of it.
Mhm.
I want to just touch on some conspiracy theories. Are you any? We talked about flat Earth, right? You were into flat Earth for 3 months.
I got a flat Earth fucking map there. I bought
Let me
it.
see. Oh, what?
Yeah, dude. You see it? You see it there?
I'll take a picture before we
Yeah,
leave.
yeah, dude.
So,
all right, so I became. So yeah, I'm huge into conspiracies.
I
man.
used to be.
I'm
No.
huge. I've taken a break because I'm focused on other shit.
Yeah,
like the
you get
investing
busy.
thing.
Yeah.
It sounds stupid, but it's been taking over my life. That's all the podcasts I listen to and shit. But dude, my worst time was the Vegas shit, and I would literally, my girlfriend at the time, we were living together, and she would come
what the fuck
up,
happened with
and
that?
I'd be up watching videos, on either Live Leak or anything else, and she would come home and she would be like, "What are you doing tonight?" I'm like, "I'm watching this," and I had a notebook out. I wish I could find the notebook actually. I think it's downstairs. And she's like, "You're not sleeping tonight?" And I was like, "No." She's like, all right, I'll see you in the morning. And I literally wouldn't, dude, I'm dead serious. I would not fucking sleep. I had a notebook and I'm writing out all this shit about Vegas. I'm like, this ain't right, dude. This ain't, it took over, man.
It took over.
It
So
took
what?
over.
That was a weird one.
But the, I'll go back. But
Yeah.
the flat earth one, I originally wanted to write a bit about it. And, what I ended up doing was I had a friend. I've never taken Adderall before, and I had a friend that had Adderall, and I was like, I'd like to try Adderall for writing. You see what happens. So the thing about Adderall, though, I only taken it one time, and this was this one incident, and I took it, and instead of being creative, like it sucks the creative out of you completely, and it's full research, dude. And I went into the flat Earth, and I wanted to just beat the shit out of it because like flat earth, like all these flat earth memes and
Oh,
shit.
you went there to make fun of
I
them.
want to write a bit about it, dude. I want to write like a good 10 minutes about it, dude. I got so much shit, and I didn't tell anybody, but for like 3 months I was like, fuck, I think it is flat, dude. Like, I was like, I think it is. Like, but like I was like, I don't know how to. And like, I'm researching shit in the Bible where they're talking about like, and I'm not like religious at all, but like the filament and all that, and I'm like, dude, yeah, if this is real, this is the biggest conspiracy ever because we're trapped. And they make us think that there's all this shit out here so we feel so insignificant, but we are the center of the universe. And like, dude.
So what is the flat earth theory? Like,
the flat earth theory is that it's a flat earth surrounded by a filament is what they call it. So we're encased almost like a snow globe.
Like a snow globe.
Yeah, like a snow globe. And
are there other planets in flat earth?
No, dude, it's just we can't describe it. I'm talking like I still believe this shit, but but there are images in the sky that are just there, you know. And then you talk about like how come is the like stuff like the moon, how the moon doesn't rotate, it's in a perfect geosynchrosis where it doesn't turn at all. Yeah, and it's the same image ever, always just different. And you look at the flight patterns is what really got me, because if you look at flight patterns on a flat Earth model, and you take it from what we have on a globe, because we're not a perfect circle, they line up with the flat Earth. You can actually, I looked at live flights from like Greenland to like all these different areas, and I was like, yeah, dude, it's flat because that's how they're flying. If you look at it, if you draw it out on a map, I would print out maps and draw it out. Dude, I'm not even lying. Like, I sound insane, but I got really into it because I wanted to make fun of it, dude. I really wanted to. And then afterwards, I was like, I'm done with this. And and the other biggest thing was you take a I think it's six squared every mile. It goes down 6 feet squared. So if you're looking on the horizon, it goes down 6 feet square or something like that. But the fact that we can see, if you're in Michigan City and you look over Lake Michigan and you see Chicago, it should be, you can only see, like I don't know, 80% of the buildings, but you can see the whole fucking thing if you look at it on a telescope. It's like if it was curved, you do that algorithm, you should only see this amount. And I don't know the whole details, but there's little shit like that, man. I was like, I can't prove it wrong. Like, I cannot prove it wrong. And I'm really into like, doing all the math and everything, trying to figure it out, prove it out, and I just couldn't prove it wrong. And I was like, fuck, it might be true. It might be true. And I bought that map as a joke originally.
Who makes this map? Are these?
I found it online, dude.
Okay.
It's I don't know. It's
what's behind it what's behind the flat Earth theory that they're trying to keep that from people?
So
what's behind it?
So there was an experiment that was done, and I forgot it was I forgot what scientist or did this, but they took a bunch of rats, okay, and they put them in an area and they let them kind of free roam. And then what they did is they let them free roam for a while, and then they take that same area and they put a circular fence around it, okay? And as the rats or the mice started getting to these borders, they started becoming obsessed with what's on the other side of that fence. So they would all go around and they directed their attention. They didn't eat. Their eating patterns changed. Everything's changed. So the whole synopsis behind it is, if we think that we're enclosed, everything changes, man.
Okay.
Everything changes. If we think we're just this minuscule thing, it's fine. But if we think we're really the center of the universe and this is us and us alone, that changes.
We lose it.
That changes everything, man.
So is it a control? It's a control thing.
It's a control thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then who is it? Is it humans that run? In the flat earth theory,
In the
is it
theory,
humans?
it's the elites, the elites that know about it, and
Okay.
and that's really it. That we were. I mean, it gets into creationism a lot because it's
Uh-huh.
like we're God's creation. I'm not religious at
Yeah,
all,
yeah,
but
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like it gets into like we were created as the center of the universe, and now that changes everything because it's like it's just us, and it comes down to, I mean. If it's just I don't know, it's like
Uh-huh.
who created this, it's I haven't been down that path in a while, but it's
Yeah,
it's pretty crazy, dude. I was obsessed
Yeah.
with it, and I wanted to make fun of it so bad, and I even wrote 10 minutes about it, and it was awful because I was talking about it and I was lying because I was
Okay.
making fun of it, and I was like, it might be real.
It might be real. What happened with not what happened with Vegas? So Vegas, I remember Vegas is, if you guys remember, it was the Vegas shooting. That dude shot people at I forgot country. I don't know, Garth Brooks.
It was at the country music festival.
But with with me, the thing is like it happened, and then there was a little bit of news, and then all of a sudden it went. I don't know if it's just part of the new news, but it went away, and there was never like there was no explanation.
So the case closed as of 8 months ago, and they said that there was no motive, and they like dissected his brain apparently, and they even said he had nothing wrong with him. But when this broke, I was able to on Reddit. I found pictures of the actual crime scene because someone leaked it,
Okay.
and the pictures and everything. Like there's no shell. There's like no shells in the hotel room. There's all these guns that are laid out perfectly, and everything you can think of: bump stocks, high capacity magazines, everything that's legal that he could obtain. That made it seem like immediately after it's like this is a push for gun control. Like this
Was
is
it a
push.
bump stock thing? Yeah, that's what it
It's
seemed
a
like.
bump
to me.
stock thing, and they got in like fucking Trump.
Even Trump
made 'em
fucking
illegal, yeah.
got rid of.
But-
you
but
see the memes?
He ain't a gun guy
yeah.
anyway, but like
Yeah, he's
fucking. But yeah, so I looked into that, and then what really started going crazy is that I saw this video where this guy took 12 different videos of people because people were filming on their phones and
Yeah,
shit,
yeah.
and you can hear the fire, and then you can hear it hitting the ground. So you hear like pop, 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 and then like
Okay.
on the ground.
Yeah.
So he took that video and he timed it, and he's like, okay, here's the timing. The guy used 223. This travels at 1,200 feet per second or whatever. So that takes about there. So it needs to be 80 feet away. The Mandalay Bay is 320 feet away. So it's physically impossible for that round to travel that fast and get there. So then he took this whole map and he did different videos where he's like, it could be here. It could be here, and it could be here, but it could not have been from Mandalay
Where
Bay.
he's at? Where's he at the Mandalay
Yeah, he took
Bay?
like 12 videos and synced them up and did the math on them and everything. And he's like, this guy was a college professor for like he was a mathematician, and he's like, there's no fucking way it did not come from Mandalay Bay. And then there was like everybody talked about there was helicopters and shit before, and there's a lot, dude. I could go into it for hours.
That was a weird one. Yeah.
But then the grand scheme of things is like, well, what happened? It's like, was this planned? Was this And the weirdest part about it is the only guy that had contact with him was a security guard, and he got shot. And he got shot.
Security guard
he got shot
shot.
through
I
the.
don't
He got
remember.
shot through the door. He was supposed to be on what's her name? Who's the girl that has the show? She looks like Eminem.
She looks like
Ellen
Helen.
DeGeneres.
Did I call her Helen? Ellen DeGeneres, not Helen DeGeneres.
He was supposed to be on Ellen DeGeneres, and
The security guard,
was,
right?
Well, originally he was supposed to be on Fox, and then he disappeared for 2 months, and then he came back and he was on Ellen DeGeneres, and Ellen DeGeneres owns all these slot machines in fucking MGM Grand.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like all these weird things, and they were throwing him softball questions, and he disappeared because he had to be with his family in Mexico.
Okay.
But he's like, he was like a high prime suspect of like, he was the only guy that saw the guy alive. It's like, how would he be able to leave the country a week later, injured with a bullet in his leg? And then he had no
I don't
interviews.
remember that
It was
guy,
like, dude, there's so many more.
It was
There's
so
so
weird
many
afterwards.
more,
That
dude.
one was so weird. Like afterwards, it was like, no motive, we give up, or I don't know.
No, so at the end, yeah, they finally said, and here's the thing, dude. I saw on Reddit, I had these videos on my other phone, and I don't know if I can even pull them up, but there's videos of people running in Caesar's Palace, which is not close. It's kind of across the street and down 2 blocks. People running, and you hear gunfire in Caesar's Palace. And there was somebody who said they were running towards Hooters down on the north side of it, coming back around, and they saw shells all over the ground by Circus, running around the back end going to Hooters. And he's like, I wish I took a picture, but I didn't. There was shells, brass, laying on the ground there. He's like, and I shoot all the time. He's like, it was a panic. I didn't think about it until after this all happened. And, I mean, these are all, witness stories and shit. But, like, everything compounded just to me, just like, something ain't right in the way they just brushed it aside, But I became obsessed with it. I lost nights of sleep.
Yeah, Vegas still, to me, like
I thought it was gun grab.
weird
I thought it was gun grab for sure. Like, I thought
something.
that was the whole, like, people.
Is that what the conspiracy theorist thinks it was? It was gun grab?
Gun grab, yeah.
Okay.
The last hoorah before, everybody.
We did lose
everybody
bump
was
stocks to that one.
We did lose bump stocks, but I don't really give a shit about them.
I never had a bump stock the other day. Do you follow the Boogaloo memes on Instagram?
Yeah.
Oh, my friends don't know about the Boog. What is the Boog? Just means like revolution, right?
Yeah, it's the revolution.
Yeah. So if people don't know these memes on Instagram where a lot of basically it's saying, hey, you're not taking my guns. I'm gonna have some mines ready for ATF agents. I got the night vision the big thing, the night vision goggle things, and then I don't know. I throw it. Do you know about the tank guy in Colorado?
No.
I forgot his name. He's not in he's kind of known in the boog world.
The boog. I love that word. First of all, they make it so minuscule, like a stupid word.
Yeah,
but it literally means like revolution.
Yeah, it does, dude. So this is the guy who was in. I'll look him up. He's a tank guy. So he had like a car shop or something like that, right? And the city, I don't know if it was city of Denver or some city in Colorado. First, they wanted to build like a highway, or they wanted to build something, right? So then they started imposing all these taxes, and then they built this road, and they cut off a road that was going to his business, so he wasn't getting so they were trying to push him out, right? They were trying to push him out, and then like there was all these taxes and fines, and finally what he started doing was inside his shop, he started building his own tank, right? He started reinforcing this vehicle, right? He had inside his shop. And it was he reinforced it with a bunch of concrete, a bunch of steel, and then one day he used it. So he came out, he broke through his building, and it was a one-way in mission, right? He broke, so they went, and it was like hours, right? They chased him, they couldn't get him. Like he had holes in there where you can shoot and see, and he had cameras.
He built this tank.
He built it, right? Yeah, he built it, and he went to all the city hall members, all the people that were messing with him. He ran all over all their houses. And
when
things
did this
like
happen?
He's known in the community. I'll look it up, dude. The something tank guy. Like I remember the anniversary when it happens, it comes up on my Instagram sometimes.
This is recent.
Yeah, this is recent. I'm touching your dog right now, Ruger.
No,
this happened a few years ago, but like every year I see it pop up.
Dude, I've never even heard of this. Rightfully so. They don't want people knowing that this guy did this shit so easily.
I'll put the links to that. What was the other one? Hold on, I had a few. I'm not the moon. Oh wait, the other day at Josephine's at the mic that you run, you produce.
Yeah,
for 4 years. How many years? Josephine's 3 years, 4 years.
Well, 4 years. I started comedy in 2016, so it was our 3-year anniversary. Okay. In September.
Jokes. I don't think I went to the first one, but I think I went to the second one.
Mm-hmm.
I think I missed the first one for some reason, from what I remember. But
yeah,
we're talking about the moon. I used to not believe in the moon landing. Where you at the moon landing? Do you believe we landed on the moon?
I really don't know.
I think we do. I think we.
There's not enough.
Not sure.
I think there's not enough. There's not enough for me to say either way. I will tell you, I don't know either way.
Okay.
I will tell you that I can't say yes and I can't say no, but I'm not going to tell you no, absolutely not, or I'm not going to tell you yes, absolutely yes. But there's a lot of weird things with like the camera pictures and like the
was it the flag you were talking about at the mic today? The flag?
Yeah, the flag was blowing, and like MythBusters went on and did this, and they're like, yeah, it's provable, under these conditions, and
That's when you lost.
Yeah,
I just lost my faith in somebody else. It wasn't MythBusters. Because the UFC last night.
Yeah, and when you speed up the frames of them walking on the moon, it looks just like people jumping. Like it shouldn't. If you have less gravity, it should be an actual less fluid type of. It's not just slow motion. It's different if you rise and fall faster. I guess you could say acceleration and shit. You can't just slow down the frame and it looks the same as you literally having less gravity going up and down. So like little things, but I also think like I don't know why, beat the Russian race, like to get to the moon.
Yeah,
I guess that was the reason.
National security.
But it wasn't something that I was really particularly, because that did go into my flat earth thing, because it's like, as I'm going through it, the moon got touched, and I was like, well, then we've never been to the moon, if this is a true thing, so I did go into that a little bit, but,
Did you ever get into the where our DNA is part alien, part? Did you ever get into those theories?
Oh, like Scientology?
No, not Scientology.
Isn't that what they believe?
The Anunnaki, or what's his name? The guy who allegedly read the Sumerian text that it goes back to gold, right? Aliens came years ago to mine gold. Something with gold was important to them, so they came and they put their DNA with primates to make us, and we were there to mine gold.
Scientology, dude.
Is that Scientology also? Okay.
But they also like dropped it in a volcano or something.
Yeah. So that's one, and then there's like this planet that they found.
I mean, you look at Egyptian, hieroglyphics and shit, and there's very like
the ancient
details.
alien stuff. The ancient alien stuff. Basically the ancient alien stuff.
Ancient aliens. Like, I don't need to go into it now. Yeah, you know exactly what we're talking about.
It's what's funny with me. It's like people are discovering this years ago. I was into this stuff, right? And people are discovering it now, right? And they're like, "Do you hear about the alien stuff and the moon or somebody will find out." I don't know if not people. I wonder how many people actually know what Tower 7 is, right? Like,
yeah, I talked about that last week.
Yeah, we're at the mic. I don't know if people don't know.
You ask someone, if someone goes like, "Yeah, I don't believe 9/11 happened," and you ask them, this is how you know if they actually just repeat what they hear or if they actually are researching it. If someone says, "I don't believe 9/11, it was an inside job," you go, "How many towers fell that day?" And they go, 2. You'd be like, "You don't know shit."
Yeah,
because 3 did.
If people
technically 4, but I'm not.
The Pentagon.
No. There was another building that like semi collapsed too. Yeah. But the buildings, the Tower 7's the big one, man.
Tower 7's a big one. And then, is it a big deal that there was not pictures or any? Was there evidence that did a plane go into the Pentagon or not? Was there evidence for that?
There's no evidence.
That's what I remember from 9/11.
So the camera that was being used apparently is like, it was like 2 frames a second, which is like really fucking low.
Okay.
So you saw a blur, and then you saw the impact. And if you want to go into the Pentagon, it's like, for them to make that angle is nearly impossible. They would have to take down all these different light poles. The hole doesn't match,
So that was one of them, right? So
I don't know about that. I honestly think planes did hit because, I mean, it had to have, right? But, like, when they talk about...
let me explain Tower 7 to people who don't know. So Tower 7... Okay.
Keep talking.
So Tower 7, there was another tower, and if you look at the video, allegedly there was all this stuff where there was some type of maybe financial documents. I don't know. There was a bunch of stuff there allegedly in that building. But the main thing is, if you look at the evidence, is the building went down at near free fall speed or at free fall speed. It looked like a controlled demolition, and allegedly was there some type of documents or things or something about the Pentagon spending a bunch of money or something. I don't know.
Correct.
What was in that building?
In Tower 7, I don't know what was in Tower 7. I'd have to rewatch the video.
Yeah, that's old.
I don't know
that's
that
been years.
detail.
Yeah, I forgot. I used to be into that.
But there was a lot of I guess something with the Pentagon spending. There was like I'm talking. It was like trillions of dollars.
Yeah.
There was like there's something wasn't right with the numbers, and the information that contained where the spending was in that wing of the Pentagon. But the one thing with Flight 97 was what really got me like that. That was the first thing that sucked me in. That was the first thing that sucked me in. That's the first thing that sucked me because I know like that. I know it got shot down.
That's the other plane where was there like a fight on the plane? That wasn't landing on the field.
Pennsylvania, right? Yeah.
I forget. We have Flight 97.
Yeah, people making phone calls when at the time it was physically impossible to make phone calls at that altitude. And they were calling their family, and they were just saying like, "You believe me, right? Like, we've been hijacked." Very calm.
Oh, there's phone calls on that one?
Yeah, you can listen to the phone calls, and it's like you can't make phone calls that high. You can't. It's impossible. At the time, it was impossible to make phone calls that high from, and the way that it was, it fell. There was pieces of it in like a 5-mile radius. Gotcha. We shot it down like 100%.
So that one was a miss, maybe an accidental, or you think it was on purpose?
I think it was on purpose.
Is that the theory behind it? It was on purpose. So the theory on 9/11 is like a Gulf of Tonkin type of thing. Like our agenda was Patriot Act stuff. Because people who don't believe in it think, oh, it's just whenever there's a tragedy like that, politicians just take advantage of it to push an agenda. But the conspiracy thing, like, no, this was there's a few that have been proved, like, what was it? Was it Northwoods and Gulf of Tonkin?
Yep.
So Gulf of Tonkin.
Operation Northwoods.
A quick one for people who don't know. Northwoods was when they were gonna fake a. Was that no? That's where they were gonna fake a Cuban. No, was that Northwoods? I
mixed the two up as well. It's like they were gonna actually kill some sailors, right? And they were gonna make it seem like the Cubans did it.
The Cubans did it to
invade Cuba.
To invade Cuba. And the Gulf of Tonkin, I think that was over by, was it by Nam maybe? I'm trying to remember. I mix these up. They're going to blow up a ship? Were they going to blow up a ship?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were going to blow up a ship. And they weren't. And like, if you look these up, these actually things
there's
that
so many I keep forgetting, dude.
Yeah, but those two, there's actually documents and it was going to sign. But one of them, JFK, was like,
JFK
no, we're not.
Fuck no. And then they put a bullet in his head.
And they killed him, right? And they killed him.
Two, actually, I guess. Well,
was it
one,
two?
I don't know.
Why'd they shoot Reagan? Do you know? My friend, is there a conspiracy beside Reagan? Or
I don't know.
Just the dude?
I haven't looked into that.
That's the Jodie Foster guy. His story, the official line is he was trying to impress Jodie Foster. So he shot Ronald. Yeah, right? Or was that the guy who shot Lennon? I forget. I mixed these up.
But, well, I mean, but you look at 9/11, they're like, well, why? Because you look at it.
What happened right after, yeah.
We are still in the Middle East getting oil and whatever the fuck we want.
Yeah.
Saddam Hussein had nothing to do with it.
Oh yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
we made.
And then they're like, but he has so we need to do this, and now you have 350 Americans that are 350 million Americans that are fucking pissed at what happened. We're like, let's go fuck them up because that's what we are. We're Americans, you know. Like, who are we gonna fuck up? We're gonna go fuck up Saddam Hussein. He's got weapons of mass destruction. Maybe he's connected, and they never found it. And they're like, well, we're here, so. Now we got to establish democracy. You know, it's just like... Oh,
and then Cheney made a bunch of money with his contracts, right? Yeah. With no-bid contracts.
And that's another thing. The buildings, the guy took a new ownership over those buildings, the two towers, actually the three, and he had an insurance claim on them, and I don't know what the numbers are, but pretty much he took it out. He bought the buildings the year before, 6 months before 9/11. He took out those insurance claims, and he was able to take out two separate claims and made a shit ton of money, not just one. He won it in court. Because it was one incident they were saying, and he's like, no, I had two incidents. I had two separate planes hit my buildings, so now I made double the insurance money.
Really?
Yeah, dude.
So
he won.
Any Lobo Den listeners,
and
you want to make some money?
And then he fucking sold the property immediately after.
Take some insurance claims and have some brown people fly planes into them. This is advice. No, I'm fucking around.
There's so much.
There's so much to that one.
People think I'm crazy if I would. I go into this... If you really want to do like a conspiracy... I was thinking about doing a conspiracy podcast for a long fucking time. I've been trying to... I know Ian's got like without apologies. I was thinking about like jumping on.
We'll do another one and we'll like attack them specifically.
But I need to have my I have notebooks, dude, down in the basement. I need to like get my.
We'll do maybe
out
9/11 Vegas, and the last one to touch on is which
if you're into it, I'd be down to start a podcast if we want to do conspiracy.
We could do a few episodes like conspiracy.
Yeah, just fun ones.
Yeah. The last one I wanted to do, which this one is where everybody jumped on board, but the Epstein thing, which I think it opened to people's eye about these pedophile rings. Because there's a mixture of the pedophile ring with, he was being used. All right. So this is the one where everybody's like, all right, this is bullshit. Yeah. We didn't express what?
Lolita Express.
Lolita Express. Yeah, Lolita Express. That was like, there was one guy that got discovered in, I think this is opening people's eyes to like these alleged. I think Jones was talking about the pedophile rings, the elites in these pedophile rings, and like, I know in England that one guy got caught up who was I forgot his fucking name, dude. There's a guy in England. He was a famous dude, maybe like a Dick Clark over here, but he was like fed, like he was protected, and he was a pedophile.
Yeah,
a protected.
I think everybody just kind of like spread the meme. That's what it is. It's just like they spread the meme. They didn't really know. But I mean, this was talked about. I mean, Alex was talking about this like 10 years ago.
Yeah, these pedophiles.
I mean, just like he was naming Epstein by name. This is like 10 years ago.
So he's supposed to be an agent. Was Epstein supposed to be an agent that was used to blackmail people? Was
correct.
That the thing? Okay,
correct. So the thought behind it is, let's say you come into contact with a lot of power and you want to join whatever this elitist group is. And like I say it this way because I have my assumptions, but I'm just going to go as a broad, you want to join this elitist group of whatever it is. What they do is they blackmail you, and the biggest touchy subject would be shit like that, fucked up shit like with kids or whatever. And they say, we have this, you fuck us, you're done. That's what it is. So whether they really did or didn't do stuff is irrelevant. I mean, it's not irrelevant, but they may not have done anything. These people may not have done anything. May just taken pictures. I would hope that it's not really kids being, whatever. Maybe just taking pictures or whatever. And now we have this on you. Now you play the game the way we want to play it, or you're fucked. And that's really what it is. And that's the conspiracy behind it, is what he ran. So he ran that to bring him to the island, to get indoctrinated into this group. Okay, you're cool, good, all right. Here it is. Here's the deal. Don't fuck us, or we're gonna fuck you. And that's
okay. So they bring you into the island, into Pedophile Island or Lolita Island first.
Yes.
And now they have all these pictures and everything of you.
Correct.
So they target specific people, right?
Yeah.
They need.
Correct.
Okay. And this is
the thought, and I don't necessarily believe this. I still don't know. There's so much about that, but that's the conspiracy.
He worked for he worked for, was it CIA?
I don't know if he was a CIA. Was he?
I forgot, or he was involved. Did he? Is
if we get into this, dude, if we get into this, because people are like fucking listening to this and they're like, "What the fuck is going on?" I'll do this shit, but I need to like get my papers.
Yeah, we'll do another one if you want, and then I'll give you
just give me a topic.
Yeah, we'll
give me like 2 weeks to prep it out.
We'll do a few.
We'll do a conspiracy podcast.
Yeah, we'll do a
conspiracy.
We'll do a
some
few.
Shit.
We'll do a few ones because let's see. Epstein. Which ones are mine? Do I have any?
Did you write some down?
Yeah, there's too many here. There's Tower 7, Flat Earth. Oh yeah, I wanted to ask you something. I got to do this again, but I haven't to. I want to do DMT again. I didn't do it right. You want to talk about that? Do you have a good experience? Did you break through or no? I didn't break through.
I didn't break through.
Yeah, I didn't get it hot enough.
No,
I didn't get it hot enough.
It wasn't enough. Vlad, fuck it. I mean, it's not a big deal. I was gonna say I don't really like it. No. Fuck it. It's not a big deal. Yeah, it's I didn't get to where, I mean, it was enough where you're like, holy crap, but it wasn't what I thought it would be.
Mine was I was in Florida, right, and it was in this park, and then I did it. All right, my buddy got some, and I'm in the park, and then I hit it, right? But I wanted to get a crack pipe, right? Because I heard do a crack pipe because you can get it hot enough. But what we did was on a bowl, and we put like oregano, and it was a different method, and I don't feel it got hot enough. But I remember what happened was I'm there, and I start kind of hearing that noise. I call it the psychedelic noise when you hear the boom, 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 boom.
Heard that.
So boom, boom. I hear that, and then everything, all of a sudden, everything kind of, not goes white, but kind of everything goes like polygonal almost like
it's like
in the woods. That would happen with me. Everything.
It's like dropping oil in water, but the shapes are very
it's like mine was pixelated.
Almost pixelated, but yeah, it's like oil in water. You know how it gets that like rainbow, but it's very the edges are very specific, and everybody sees that that hourglass type of shape. You know what I'm talking about? Where it's like they claim to see that. Mine was 2 faces.
Oh, I didn't see that one.
I realized that it's just when you close your eyes, you become. You ever close so you have 2 visions. You have this and this. If you were to put your hands together like really close, it does make your 2 eye shapes. And everybody, if you look at the artists and stuff like that, they show like these hourglass artworks, and they're like, "Oh, that's a being right there. That's a face." And it's like, it's not, because it's like it's your eyes. It's your eyes. Like you're really focused on like the vision of your eyes really close together. Like it makes you very not like short vision. I don't know what that term is. But like that's what I like when I first did that. I was like, oh, and then as I was coming out, I was like, oh, that's my eyes, dude. Like that's not like.
But I liked it.
Anything.
I like
weird.
how you know what?
It's cool, but
I like how quick it was, because it's like I could do this shit before work. Because it was like mine was about 7 minutes. There's a little. But
you
bit
get
of
a hangover though.
Down.
I had a hangover.
Mine was only like about about 30 minutes. Like it was just kind of coming down.
I didn't feel right.
I didn't feel right for
or
half an hour, and I was like, okay, this is fine. Fucking, I lose a fucking day when I drink. You know what I mean? Or do other stuff. So I don't want to do it again soon. Because I don't know. I liked it, and it was quick.
It was all right. The only thing I really like now, in terms of drugs, is mushrooms. That's really it. I don't like smoking pot. It's not.
I do it sometimes.
It's
very rare,
dude.
After 7 p.m. I can only do it after 7 p.m.
The next day, I just feel fucking clunky, man. Like things aren't together, and I don't understand how people do this all the time. Like, I really don't. People go do it at night and they wake up and they do it again. Like, I feel fucking just, my gears aren't fucking right, you know?
Mhm.
And it's just like maybe a pot hangover. But like mushrooms, I can dig, but it's not something I would do every week.
No,
It's
that's
something I do
every
like
few months.
maybe once every 6 months, once a year or something.
Yeah, something like that. I haven't done it in a while,
You know,
but that's
but
I did
I
go
just
to
like booze. I get
booze.
right where I need to be, and then I'm here, and then when you get older, you're just like, here's where I need to be. And then you switch to a beer, or you fucking slow down.
No, I can't.
No.
Well, because I get too wild, dude. Like, if
No,
you never
dude.
noticed that, well, not maybe a few years ago, but at Josephine's, if you notice, it's I get a diet. Sometimes I'll get one drink. Like, I got a one drink this Thursday, and that's about my max. I can do
Mhm.
2, but right around after 2, 3, 3 might, like, who knows where the night is gonna go. Like,
Yeah.
I really don't know what's gonna happen at 3. You know what I mean? Like, I've woken up, like, when I was, like I was telling the other day, like, I woke up in Kenosha in my car. You know what I mean? It started with, I
Yeah.
remember having a few drinks, woke up in the morning in my car, parked in the street in Kenosha, and I opened my eyes. I saw light, and I was like, I had no idea how I got there.
Fuck.
Went to work. No, drove to my house, took a nap, and went to work. No clue.
Holy fuck.
So that's
scary, dude.
yeah. I can go. I blacked out. Like, I remember a few times I've been with a girl, and I was like, "Do we have sex?" Like, yeah. It's like, no idea, no clue. Like, have you blacked out? You blacked out before?
I
blacked
blacked
a
out
lot.
twice.
I blacked out maybe like over
Twice.
15 times.
One of them I also blame that I got roofied or some shit, but
I roofied myself many a times.
I blacked out twice.
Uh,
Yeah, but neither time did I drive.
oh no.
So, but I don't know. I'm at the point now where I can get to a point, like I'm at a point right now where I'm like, this is perfect. And every once in a while I'll sip now, but like it starts chugging. I start chugging, and then I get there. It's almost like landing a helicopter. You know, like you come in hot and you just fucking go, ooh, I'm right
okay.
here. And you set her down nice and you keep it there.
No, mine is 1,
Yeah.
2, and then that's where I have to cut it off.
Yeah.
So
I don't count. I go by feeling.
Oh, okay.
And if I'm feeling too hard and I got a drink left, then I sip on it.
Okay.
Because I've had enough. I've had too many times, man. You fucking get drunk. You text people you shouldn't.
Yeah, I hit
Fucking
up like
say
8
shit you
chicks the other
shouldn't.
day.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Like 8, yeah. So I chilled out here. Okay, I'll start slowing this down. This will come out like in, I forget, 2 or 3 weeks. So if you have any plugs, I'll tell you the date. Any
Okay.
plugs. So let's plug any social media you have. Where's my other notes? Any social media, and then I don't have a phone here. I don't have a calendar. So in like 3 Mondays. 3
Do
Mondays.
you want me to look up a calendar right now for you?
3 Mondays, yeah.
Okay, hang on. Let me look.
And what are my dates?
What day is it? So today is the 8th that we're recording.
So not next. So this Monday is gonna be not this Monday or the Monday after that. The Monday after that.
That'll be March 30th.
Okay, March 30th. So
So-
anything to plug after that? Or,
No, dude.
No, to plug the mic. So Jokes at Joe's every Thursday at
Let's
Josephine's.
see. Happy Corner Pros.
I'll plug.
Normally
Okay.
Good host. So yeah. So I mean, I got Jokes at Joe's. That's every Thursday.
Every Thursday, Josephine's.
Yeah, we're
Villa Park.
revamping. So just get out there. Any comics that come out, if you're gonna, I will say this because I'm revamping the whole website. My goal is now to just get fucking a shit ton of people in there, just regular people in there.
Okay.
I want to pack this fucking place. I'm
Okay.
not even playing around. If you put a 5-star review on us, next time you come out, I'll give you an extra minute at the
Okay.
mic.
5-star review, extra
So
minute.
this is like inside stuff, like comics. You want an extra minute? Fucking
Rate and review.
help promote my page.
Jokes
you know?
at Joe's.
Like we're trying to. This isn't even my page. This is like for the scene. Like I want to have a good room for the fucking scene. You know, like just people there every time. You know.
So follow the Instagram and the Facebook page. Where's more activity? Jokes at Joe's, right? On
Yeah,
both?
just Jokes at Joe's for both. Yeah.
Jokes
Yeah.
at Joe's for both. I got something in April. I don't fucking know. Follow what's my social media? LOBO9110, Lobo9110 is for all this stuff. Like and subscribe to the podcast. If you like the podcast, message me. Oh, tell a friend. This is what I forgot to tell a friend. If you like the podcast, tell a friend about it. If you like it, also DM me. I can send you a decal. I got Lobo decals. What am I gonna do? I don't know. I got shows, but I don't know. I don't know where they're at. I don't think so. Okay. Any last words? If not,
That's it, man. Thanks for this. It was
Thank you.
good.
Yeah. Lobo then.
Lobo then, Lobo then, Lobo then. Lobo then, Lobo then, Lobo then. Lobo then, Lobo then, Lobo then. Lobo then, Lobo then, Lobo then. It's the Lobo then. Lobo then. Lobo.